Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Lou Doughton and welcome to Shooting from the Hip. And today I just want to talk to you a little bit about a personal development. And under that bracket, I want to talk about the definition of decision making. And with doing so, you have to have a clear understanding of making a decision. And there is 4 elements to that, okay? And I hope by the end of this that I've helped you move forward into making an informed decision. So number 1 is the process. Number 2 is options, 3 is choices, and 4 is the action. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about number 1, the process. There are several stages. And of course, some instances where people have to, go through with you have to make your mind up. And we all know that decisions are just not that easy, and they're not that simple to make. Like, for example, let's say a couple of friends, they say, hey, we want you to come out jogging this weekend. But there's also a training that you got going on this weekend. So you need a pair of running shoes, but you also need a pair of shoes. So you go down to the local shoe store, and when you walk in, there's hundreds of sneakers, there's hundreds of shoes. So now this is the process of making up your mind, okay? Which leads me to number 2, is the option. This involves where, knowing where you are and where you're going. So you do have to consider all options in making this decision. Before you do that, before you actually make a decision, you want to make the right decision. Again, go through all options, sift through all options before the option can be fatal, and it could be a fatal mistake. So again, we're looking at the shoes. You're looking at all these different colors and all these different styles and everything else. So you just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go with this color blue. So now you know that, you're figuring, well, the process is saying, hey, I want to go running because I want to look good running, but I also want to go to the training because I want to look good. So now you break it down with the options of having this design, this color shoe, and this type of design, which leads me to number 3, which is choices. And choices can be very difficult to make. Of course, we know that. I said, but, there's challenges as well, but there's choices you need to rely on when doing so. You need numerous of input, and you have to address, I said, the factors in choices. But you also have to include your own experiences, your knowledge, some common sense, and, it definitely, you need some good judgment. So going back to the sneakers, you got 2 pairs. You got a pair of sneakers and you got a pair of shoes. This is your final choice. What are you going to do? Because regardless of what you choose and what you pick out, you're going to look good regardless. And it leads me to our last decision, which is action. And I can tell you guys, this is the most important out of all of them. Although some decisions are well made, but they could be pointless if there is no action, period. Okay? And what I mean by that is, the idea of buying the shoes, okay? What you want to do, you want to pick out that shoe. Once you pick it out, don't defer from it. Don't deteriorate. Just go with it. Whether you want to look good in running, whether you want to look good at the training, the action is to bring them to the register, let them, price it up. You pay for it, bag it up, and leave, okay? So that is the action in that. So remember, decision making is about your future, and it's about moving forward. So regardless of anything that you do, just make sure, once again, that you go through the process, you go through the options, you make your choice, and then you clarify yourself with the action, okay? So I hope and pray that I was able to help somebody here today make an informed decision, when you're going through some things on these 4 elements. My name is Lou Doughton, and thank you for watching Shooting from the Hip.